And a man who went viral on TikTok for veneer transformations is now in the Fulton County Jail. Good evening. I'm George Estevez in for Justin Farmer.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Linda Stouffer. Authorities say the man is not a dentist and never has been, and they say he's been putting patients at risk. In a Channel 2 Action News exclusive, consumer investigator Justin Gray is live in Northeast Atlanta after going along with investigators who raided the business. Justin.
Yeah, these are the 8 felony criminal warrants. Investigators still there at this hour. They called this Operation Toothache, and a deputy district attorney figured out what was going on here by seeing a viral TikTok. Investigators raided what looks like a high-end dental practice in Northeast Atlanta. Check out social media. You see the specialty of A-List Smiles Atlanta, veneers.
It does look reputable, it does look professional, and that's part of the scam.
To his 157,000 Instagram followers, Brandon Dillard promoted himself as Atlanta's top veneer specialist and trainer. But he's not showing off that expensive smile in this booking photo on 8 felony charges, including practicing dentistry and medicine without a license and theft by deception. Is Brandon Dillard a dentist?
Brandon Dillard is not a dentist. He's never been a dentist. And as much as he may want to play one on Instagram, he is not one.
Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis tells me only licensed dentists can do this kind of work in Georgia. But Dillard has been operating here for years in plain sight.
If you went to this and you thought it was a dental office and you looked at the equipment, it appears to be legitimate. But that's what the best fraudsters do, is they do everything they can to make themselves look legitimate. And in this case, this is an illegitimate operation. The problem is the consequences are to one's health.
Brandon Dillard also showed off his veneer training course on social media, where for $6,000 he taught people from around the country to be a veneer specialist. But there is no such thing legally as a veneer specialist or tech in Georgia.
They were enticing people to come in to take these classes so that you could get rich too, but you were getting rich doing something that's completely illegal.
Patients showing up here expecting to have dental work instead found police. They say that people don't have a license and they're just arresting them all.
You a blood clot. Where my money at? What you talking about?
DA Willis says patients are not only the victims of monetary fraud, but their health is at risk here too.
We have had dentists not just locally, but from outside of the state also come and report that they were concerned about their patients who had received services at this location and the long-term effects of damages.
And the district attorney's office wants to hear from both patients and students of Brandon Dillard. DA Willis tells me right now they don't consider those people who were given their technician or specialist certificates as criminals. They consider them victims. But if they keep practicing, then they could be charged criminally as well. The DA says they want to hear from anybody. They've set up an email address for those folks. We put a link to that on our website at WSBTV.com. We're live in Northeast Atlanta. Justin Gray, Channel 2 Action News.
Before I even get started with this video, I have to say that I almost chuckled a little bit at this video, not because of the situation, but because of what they called it. When the reporter called it Operation Toothache, I had to withhold my laughter because I had to do a screen capture in order to get the audio for this video because I couldn't get it off of YouTube. So it's amazing the names that they come up with when it comes to these investigations like these. But Operation Toothache fits perfectly for the crime in which was committed here. Now, if y'all remember and was a subscriber of my channel a couple months ago, I want to say maybe back in July, at the beginning of July, I uploaded a video on my channel about a man in another state who went and got some veneer work done, and he went to one of those quote unquote veneer tech or those veneer specialists and decided to get his mouth some oral work done. Only to fast forward to like maybe a couple days, maybe a week later, he started having problems with his mouth. I think he was experiencing like pain or some other complications. And mind you, veneer work is not cheap, especially if you want them to look really nice. If you're paying like cheap prices, like, let me put it this way, you're not going to spend less than $3,000 for some real veneer work, maybe a little bit more. And it also depends on where you're going. to get the real nice stuff done. And it also depends on the condition of your actual teeth as well. I think the nicer your teeth probably are, the less money you have to pay. But if there's more dental work that has to be done on top of the veneer work that you have to get, that's going to cost more money, because that's a lot of labor that's being put into that. So when I heard that story, I thought of this guy. Now, I didn't bring him up in that video for whatever reason, but now's a better time to talk about it than any, because this guy has been hit with multiple felony charges for masquerading himself as a dentist and a quote-unquote veneer tech. And I'm glad that the reporter in the audio that you heard said it, because I was going to say it, but I'll say it anyway. To anybody out there that wants to go and get some cosmetic work done on your mouth, on your teeth rather, your oral health, your oral whatever, there is no such thing as a veneer tech or a veneer specialist. If anybody is telling you that they are a veneer tech or a veneer specialist, you run like hell. You take off like a bat out of hell. Because they are scamming you, they are scheming you, they just want to get your money, they do not know what they're doing. And like they said, he presented himself as a particular way. As a matter of fact, look at his mugshot. They arrested him in his scrubs. They practically just went to his office, got him, arrested him, and then cleaned it out to add in more into the investigation. Now, the reason why this person looks so familiar to me is because when I first heard people talking about veneer techs, especially in the last couple of months to maybe a little over a year, his face and little advertisement videos would pop up in the videos that people would talk about when they were talking about how people are getting scammed out here with these veneer techs. His face always popped up. So when I saw this, I said I definitely have to talk about this, because people need to be warned out here that you can be enticed to say, oh, I can, like they post these pictures up, like they showed his Instagram page, they say it had 157,000 followers. Like, that's a lot of people that he got to believe in what he was doing. He was doing these professional looking videos. I mean, the guy had the scam and the scheme down to a T, to the point where nothing looked out of the ordinary, nothing looked cheap, nothing looked janky. It looked very legit, it looked very professional. But unfortunately, a lot of people out here were going to him thinking that, oh, he does good work, let me go ahead and see what he's all about and go and get some veneers done. He was probably charging them a what they would consider to be a reasonable price, because maybe they went somewhere else and thought, oh, it's too expensive, not realizing whoever they were going to that was a little bit more expensive was probably the real dentist and not some veneer tech. So if you ever come across somebody on social media and you want to get some veneers done and they have veneer tech in there, you do not go to them. You go to a professional. Like I told you in my other video, there's someone who I follow on Instagram who I actually spoke on the phone with a couple of times, not to get any veneers, but like I said, if I wanted to ever get it done, that's the person who I would contact to. And ironically, like this person, they're also in Atlanta, but they're actually legit. Like this person actually went to dentistry school. I'm not sure if that's the actual name. This Howard School of Dentistry in Howard University. He actually was like under a mentorship with another practice in Tennessee before he moved on and opened up his own facility in Atlanta, and is doing extremely well. Black man, young black man in his 20s, and he has a full staff and everything. I follow his page. I might leave the link so y'all can actually go and see what he's all about, because like that's actually legit. And this is someone I spoke with over the phone because I had an issue with one of the products and he took care of it for me. So in a timely fashion at that. So very professional and very legit. So, and that's how you want it to be when, you know, because you never know, we might have to come back to them at a later date. But like I said, if I ever decided to want to get veneers, that is who I would go to. But this right here had scheme and scam written all over it. But the thing is, to no fault of the people that went, he framed it, and the way he made it look made it seem like it wasn't. So people were easily fooled and conned and tricked by this man into going to him and giving him their money to do what they thought was legit work, but then turns out that it wasn't legit at all at the same time. And it's just, you know, it's unfortunate like that, because that can lead to very massive situations, like very big problems if you don't take care of your oral health, because your mouth is connected to your brain. if your oral health is messed up, that can mess up in your head, and y'all know what the catastrophe of that could be if it ever got to that point. But I'm glad that they finally got this dude. I was sitting here saying to myself, when are they going to get this guy? Because it's not like this guy's hiding in plain sight. He's out there in the open. People have been going to him. He has all these followers, but then it turns out, now that we're looking at it, whole time he was running this scam, they were basically building up an investigation on him. And that's the one thing about investigations, that's the con to it, is that sometimes, they take too long, but the pro is the more and more you gather from your investigation, the more and more you can use against them when they go to court and go to trial, and then hopefully sentenced, convicted, and gone to jail, where this dude needs to be, because they say he has multiple felony charges. And I'm sure fraud and theft, because technically he was stealing in their money, is definitely 2 of them in there. Fraud for sure. But I'm glad they finally got him, and let this be a lesson to all these so-called veneer techs out here. Y'all better stop before they come after you too. They're actually, like, if you listen to the report that they played in the video, they're giving you an out for those out there, because they said that these veneer techs, they be holding these so-called classes to do veneers, and there's no class you can take to learn how to do veneers. You got to go to do dentistry at school to learn how to do that, because there's no class for that. None. It's like going to a seminar. For those out there that's doing it, y'all better stop before they start doing an investigation on you like they did him, and they come knocking on your door, because they, like I said, they gave you an out. They said if you're just signed up for it and you don't put it out there and keep saying that you're a veneer tech like this guy was doing, then they won't come after you. So they're letting you know that, hey, if you stop now before you get ahead, then you'll be good. But if you decide to go the route that this guy did, we're going to start an investigation on you, and we're going to come beat down your door wherever you're at, and we're going to come and snatch you up and clean out your office so we can use that against you in a court of law. But I'm glad that they finally got this dude, because I'm sitting here saying to myself, how long is it going to take for them to actually get this guy? That's why when I saw his picture, I was like, they finally got him. But he bought it on himself. And all those people out there that want to go and get veneers, please do your research. I think that's the best thing I can say. Please do your research and look up who these people are before you decide to give them your money to go and work and do something with the containment of your mouth, your teeth. Like, you only get 1 set of teeth. Well, of course you get 2. Well, actually 2 sets if you can count the losing of the baby teeth and growing of the adult teeth. But after that, that's it. So you have to be very, very careful about who you go to when it comes to this. Do not, again, I repeat, do not go to anyone who claims to be a veneer tech. If you see someone calling themselves that, you run in the opposite direction.